The big question is, will it make a comeback? The Aprilia RSV Mille was a true legend among V2 superbikes in the 2000s. Now Aprilia might be working on a revival. How do I know? The parent company Piaggio has secured the name RSV 1000 again, a clear indication of a new model. But what exactly can we expect? Let's dive in and take a closer look at the details.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The Aprilia RSV Mille was introduced in 1998 as the brand's first major superbike, designed to be a genuine competitor to the Ducati 996. Its 60-degree V-twin engine was developed by Rotax and initially produced 125 horsepower, later increasing to up to 140 horsepower. Aprilia opted for very high-quality equipment. The built-in aluminum bridge frame ensured a high level of stability, a Showa upside-down fork at the front, and a Sachs rear shock absorber ensured precise, sporty handling dynamics and superior control. The aggressive design stood out, with striking triple headlights and a hefty rear end. A technical highlight was the intake manifold pressure control clutch, a kind of anti-hopping clutch that reduced rear wheel chatter during hard braking by managing vacuum in the intake tract. This technology ensured greater stability and control, a genuinely essential feature for high-performance driving on both the road and the racetrack, even during that particular era. Just 1 year after its launch, the RSV Mille R was introduced, a more refined version featuring a fully adjustable Öhlins suspension, lighter OZ wheels, and a redesigned steering damper. In 1999, the RSV Mille SP followed, a strictly limited homologation variant for the Superbike World Championship. It featured a revised short stroke, 999 cubic centimeter V-twin engine, magnesium engine casings, and numerous carbon fiber components. With only 150 units produced, it's now an absolute collector's item. In 2004, the second generation of the RSV 1000R was released, though without the Mille suffix. A Mille it certainly remained, of course. It featured a modernized design and improved technology. The power increased to 139 horsepower, the aerodynamics were revised, and for the first time, radially mounted Brembo brake calipers were used. The factory version came equipped with additional Öhlins components, carbon fiber parts, and a lighter design, solidifying its status as the ultimate iteration of the RSV Mille. Despite technical improvements, the Mille increasingly came under pressure. The competition focused more on powerful inline four cylinders, which offered higher revs and greater peak performance. While Aprilia's V2 was strong and offered excellent handling dynamics, the Japanese manufacturers were able to capture increasingly larger market shares with models like the Yamaha YZF-R1 or the Suzuki GSX-R 1000, boasting up to 160 horsepower and low weight. Another crucial factor was a significant rule change implemented in the World Superbike Championship Series 2003. Instead of 750 1000cc four-cylinders were allowed to compete against the former dominant 1000cc two-cylinders. This eliminated the displacement advantage that Ducati and Aprilia had relied on. The RSV Mille thereby lost its competitive edge in racing, which inevitably resulted in the accelerated development of a successor model. 2009 then marked the end. The RSV Mille was replaced by the completely new RSV 4, which, with its compact 65-degree V4 engine and over 180 horsepower, reset the benchmark for Aprilia superbikes. Yet, despite its end, the RSV Mille remained a milestone for the brand, as Aprilia's first major superbike and a serious challenger to Ducati. The big question is, why a new edition now?
Why a new RSV 1000?
At the beginning of 2025, the parent company Piaggio had the name RSV 1000, protected again in the USA. This trademark registration includes motorcycles as well as accessories, and it will remain in effect until at least the year 2026. Such protective measures frequently suggest that a manufacturer is either planning a new model or, at the very least, keeping that option open for future consideration. Particularly interesting in Europe is that the trademark protection for the RSV 1000 has not been renewed yet, though it still remains valid for quite some time. The RSV 1000 name protection strongly suggests Aprilia's serious plans. But why would Aprilia introduce a new model in this segment right now? A crucial factor here is the current model lineup. Between the RS660 with 105 horsepower and the incredibly powerful RSV4 with 217 horsepower, there's a massive gap. While Ducati has the Panigale V2 and Yamaha, for example, offers the R9 in their lineup, Aprilia currently lacks an alternative in this segment. A new RSV 1000 could precisely fill this gap, both in terms of price and performance. Additionally, two-cylinder superbikes have once again become more popular in recent years. Ducati has proven with the Panigale V2 that a V2 superbike with around 1000 cc and roughly 120 to 130 horsepower can cater to a sought-after niche. A similar concept from Aprilia could be particularly appealing for many riders, who find the RSV4 too extreme yet still desire a powerful and character-filled sport bike. Another point, emission standards and technology have evolved. Modern injection systems, variable valve timing, and improved exhaust systems make it easier to bring a powerful V2 engine with around 1000 cc to the road without sacrificing rideability, performance, or overall efficiency. If Aprilia is truly planning to launch a new RSV 1000, it could greatly benefit from these technical advancements. But if there truly is a new Mille, how exactly would it be powered in that case?
Which engine could be inside?
Since Rotax is no longer supplying engines, Aprilia must now rely on its own in-house developments. A 60-degree V2, like in the past, is rather unlikely because of stricter emission standards. Much more likely is a modern 90-degree V2. In fact, there's an interesting candidate that fits this description perfectly. The 90-degree V2 from the former Aprilia Shiva or Aprilia Dossoduro, which in China has already been expanded to 996 cubic centimeters for a Songshan model. There, it delivers around 105 horsepower with room for more. If Aprilia develops this engine further, it could form a solid base for a new RSV 1000. With modern materials, refined injection, and a revised exhaust system, this engine could easily reach 120 to 130 horsepower, putting it in direct competition with the Ducati Panigale V2. That would make the new Mille less powerful than the old model, although it would undoubtedly be lighter and could gain from a more advanced suspension and enhanced braking capabilities. Yet, could the new model also play a significant role in racing? Another factor to consider is the Superbike World Championship, or the World Supersport. While Aprilia is currently focused on MotoGP, there have been some rule changes in World Supersport to make the race bikes closer to production and more cost-effective. If Aprilia were to make a comeback, the new RSV 1000 could serve as the perfect foundation for that. So, the new RSV 1000 could also turn out to be quite appealing for Aprilia in motorsport. But one question remains.
When could it come?
There's still no official confirmation, but experts speculate a reveal at the end of 2025 with a market launch in 2026. In terms of price, the RSV 1000 is expected to position itself below the RSV 4, providing a more budget-friendly alternative for sport riders. The renewed trademark registration suggests that Aprilia has something in the works. A new RSV 1000 with a V2 engine could be an attractive addition in the mid-power segment, as a direct challenger to the Panigale V2. What's your take? Will Aprilia really bring back the legendary Mille, and if they do, would it still live up to that iconic name, and would you actually consider riding it yourself?